have to be willing to lie to myself in order to agree with them.
Right.
And I'm not willing to do that.
Is actually understanding this side of wellness has dramatically increased my relationship with God. Do you believe God's real? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, he's a person? Yeah. So what happens when you kneel down and pray? My question to you is, what do you do in those situations? You have somebody who's like adamant that what you're saying makes no logical sense and you're out of your right mind if you believe in energy medicine, but then wants you to convince them otherwise. Like, okay, now change my mind.
It's really funny because what this makes me think of is a conversation I recently had with someone about religion versus science. So it's a similar type thing. And they wanted me to prove my perspective, And the funny thing is we were talking basically the same. Like, they have very similar beliefs to me. They just use different words than I do. Mm-hmm. And so it got to where I was saying, yeah, I believe that too. Yep, I believe that too. I just call it this. Yeah. And they wanted to convince me that I was crazy because I wasn't seeing things their way. So for me, it's a similar approach when we're talking energy or how the Quest for works. You have to find a common ground somewhere with them. And so usually that common ground is found by them saying what they believe in or what they think is true. And then I can say, yeah, I agree. And this is what I call it, or this is how I see it. And there comes a point when someone has to just say, I agree to disagree. They really don't want to understand. They're wanting to prove their point. And if I'm not willing to let go of my point, which I'm not.
You're not. Yeah, I'm not.
I have too much. I've experienced too much with this for me to go, oh yeah, you're right. It is crazy. It doesn't work. Like, to me, that
I'm willing to let one person think I'm crazy than to give up what I believe to be true.
Yeah. Like, it is so real to me that essentially that is what I would have to be doing, is I would have to be willing to lie to myself in order to agree with them.
Right.
And I'm not willing to do that. And so I just let it be a agree to disagree kind of thing.
Yeah, it was funny because she's a Mormon, member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. She's active, right? I'm pretty sure she is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we were just talking about that. And what I was explaining to her is actually understanding this side of wellness has dramatically increased my relationship with God. Mm-hmm. And even quantum physics in general.
Yeah.
It suddenly felt like, oh, so there is God in science. That's what it is,
Yeah.
Because I had to sit there and explain to her, so do you believe God's real? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, he's a person? Yeah. So what happens when you kneel down and pray? How do you think he hears you?
Yeah.
He's not standing next to you.
Yeah.
If you believe he's a person, what is a thought? What is it doing?
Oh, yeah.
But there's a legitimate science that's what it is. It's the idea of intention creating reality.
Yeah.
Or perception creating reality, or all the different things, being the structure for how things are what they are.
Yeah.
And if it's instantaneous, how do you get a response back? But there just wasn't we couldn't mm-hmm. cross those lines. And for me, I'm not saying God is only energy or whatever, that's not what I think, but I do think God works in ways that
we don't understand. But it's that it takes me back to that conversation with that person about religion versus science, or for them, it wasn't necessarily a structured religion, but just a belief in God versus science.
Right.
Science is real, tangible. And I was like, the more I believe in God, the more I can see that science is trying to explain what God already knows and does. We're trying to make sense of this stuff that we don't understand.